The iPhone, the holy grail of smartphones. The device that we absolutely adore but has turned us into screen-addicted zombies. It's Apple's iOS that has been the secret sauce that made it all possible. And now, we're on the brink of iOS 19, which Apple claims is the most revolutionary update yet. Yeah, they say that every year. But this time they actually might be onto something. From smarter Siri, Vision OS inspired camera app, and revamped design, iOS 19 is definitely next level. They're even promising better battery life, which, let's be honest, is something we've all been praying for. But this got me thinking, why wasn't the shift from iOS 6 to 7 not talked about enough? For me, that was an industry-defining change, and not just a slightly better camera and some updated new emojis kind of stuff. It was a full-blown what happened to my phone level of change. Let's hack to 2013. The most popular phone right now is the iPhone 5, and it is powered by iOS 6, which is the iOS we all know and love. You might recognize it by its skeuomorphic design, and frankly, it was everywhere. The Notes app looked like an actual notepad. Game Center had this weird green felt background like a shady casino, and the calendar straight out of your dad's old leather planner. Everything looked real, almost as if Apple raided a thrift shop and used it for its UI inspiration. Familiar with this theme and seeing it for the first time, I think this is an iPhone prototype or something. It almost looks so clunky and not even appealing. Well, this was iOS 6, the OS which was considered to be groundbreaking in itself at the time. Apple dropped iOS 7. And just like that, your iPhone went from classy vintage to modern art exhibit. Gone with the textures, the shadows, the fancy leather stitching. Apple just took one look at all that and said, yeah, let's get rid of that. And what a wise choice that proved to be. Using it in my iPad the day it came out, I felt a sense of an alien OS being installed. The icons looked like they had been designed by someone who had just discovered Microsoft Paint, but at the same time, it felt refreshing. Especially the control center made its debut, finally giving us an easy way to turn on Wi-Fi instead of driving through an endless maze of settings. Yeah, you could not just swipe a menu down and toggle the Wi-Fi, but with iOS 7, you could just swipe up and actually control things without feeling like you were hacking into NASA. And let's not forget about the animations and how good they were. When you opened or closed an app, it wasn't just some basic transition. It felt like your phone was taking a deep breath. Every tap, every scroll, every swipe, it was all so smooth that you almost forgot about how controversial the design was when it came out. But the biggest game changer has to be the multitasking view. I cannot stress about the ease of use this brought into the mobile devices. I don't know if iPhone was the pioneer in developing this technology, but I see this on every phone now. This was the feature that really stood out for me. Gone with the tiny little app icons that looked like they were playing hide and seek. Instead, we got full screen app previews. Finally, a way to switch apps without squinting eyes like you're trying to read fine print on a shady contract. Safari got a clean new look, messages became modern and minimal looking, and even the keyboard got a slick redesign. It was like Apple gave iOS a full spa treatment, exfoliated, moisturized, and hit us with a fresh new look. I don't think any update could make your phone feel so luxurious in one go all of a sudden. It was like if iPhones with iOS 7 would cost $150 premium on top of the phone itself, people would gladly pay it. I know this may be an overstatement, but it gives you an idea of the iOS's significance. Fast forward to today, and here we are with iOS 19's update news. Sure, it's got AI, automation, and probably a hidden self-destruct button for our social lives. But will any update ever match the sheer shock and awe of iOS 7? Frankly, I don't think so. But if you started using iPhones only after 8 or X models, you may think what I just said was bogus. So it is just one of those things that you kind of had to be there to experience.